Mauricio Pochettino to Chelsea talks go on or really continue as Nagelsmann pulls out. Enrique is another one that has been pushed out of the race, and it looks like it's Mauricio Pochettino favorite to become the new Chelsea manager. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Welcome to the football news show, and I'm sorry for that, but I think I'm going to put it right. It's not the afternoon news show, it's the football news show that goes ahead to cover lots of stories concerning different teams all over the world. We are covering a little bit of Bayern Munich as Thomas Muller is being looked at, one of those players that he's going to be moved on in the summer, because it's projected that he might make what we call unrest in the dressing room of Bayern Munich, and no manager would love to get such from a senior player like Thomas Muller. And lastly, we are discussing Burnley under investigations after naming a weak side against Reading and Vincent Kompany's side that has already been crowned champions of the championship. Look like if at all they really find themselves guilty, they might face repercussions from the FA. So let's see close to 100 likes much on this video, and let's get into this story coming in from Fabrizio Romano as far as Mauricio Pochettino is concerned. Fabrizio is telling us that the conversation between Mauricio Pochettino and Chelsea board will now continue as expected after opening talks earlier this week. Shortlist remains as no decision has been made yet. Nagelsmann, Enrique out of the race. Spurs did not approach Poch recently, meaning that Chelsea will continue to talk to Mauricio Pochettino to see whether he can be convinced to go on and really spearhead the project of Tony Boyle, because ever since Tony Boyle came in through, he has gone ahead to fire two managers. He hired one and fired him, and the one that he found there, known as Thomas Tuchel, currently at Bayern Munich, was also fired by Tony Boyle and is being referred to as a hire and fire owner of the team. Now, when you look at Mauricio Pochettino, to me, he's a very good manager, but my problem is he has not gone ahead to win. You know, in such scenarios, you can find yourself in a position of not winning, especially when he was at Spurs. He bottled it twice in the finale of the Champions League, and then there was a season when he was nearing winning the league and he lost it to, was it Leicester City? Leicester City or Man City, one of those. You know, there is a game he bottled in there for you, and he found himself out of the race. So when he went to PSG, after being sacked by Tottenham Hotspur, he found himself in a situation of lifting the League One. But League One, I think even me, if I'm the coach of PSG, I can really lift it, because the quality of players that PSG are really having is times 20 the quality of players they are competing with in League One. And sometimes I feel really bad for those teams in PSG, because they are into what we call a David and Goliath scenario. You know, PSG is a Goliath, and for them they're just David, and they find themselves in a situation of going ahead to face a very strong team that really has a second level that can even outcompete the other team's players in the entire season. So to me, Mauricio Pochettino is not bad, but his past does not resonate with the history or with the caliber of a coach that Chelsea need, because I see no difference between him and Graham Potter. I think the only difference is one difference that I can mention out, that he has gone ahead to manage in the Champions League. That's it, you know. But when you look at him and Graham Potter, no huge difference, and I think they are almost in the same ilk. So it shows you that Tony Boyle went ahead to fire this manager known as Graham Potter with less knowledge, because he would have gone ahead to let him accomplish this season, and obviously he goes ahead to really sack him or give him a pre-season and obviously wait for him in the first 10 games of the season. But he sacked him and is now fidgeting. He brought in Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard, out of the number of games that Chelsea is going to play, he has not even won any. Not so. Has he won a game? I'm talking about I'm talking about Frank Lampard. Did Chelsea play yesterday? Let me check. Chelsea, where are you? Chelsea, where are you? Chelsea is playing on Wednesday against Brentford, so they never played yesterday. 4 games in, he has not registered anyway. Now, what was the intention of sacking Graham Potter and bringing in Frank Lampard? Then Matt Law has told us that the move towards Mauricio Pochettino potentially becoming the new Chelsea head coach has been welcomed in the dressing room, with players positive and excited about his possible appointment. Now, looks like a lot of positivity is into the Chelsea dressing room, but I know there is what we call new managers coming in and obviously putting the team back to order, but I think the ego at Chelsea is too huge. And I think Tony Boyle is one of the contributors of this ego, you know. I think he's so much excited to get these players like Enzo Fernandez, Mudryk, and very many others. And I think he's giving them a lot of ears that would have gone ahead to give to his manager and his technical team. You know, if at all you want to be having a successful team, you need to give manager you need to give the manager the power to sack, you know, and promote these players. I can give you an example of Erik ten Hag. Do you think if Tony Boyle had Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, at Chelsea, would he have really let him be sacked or be thrown under the bus like that? No, because he's excited about this. But Ten Hag came out and told the players that I was given what we call the extreme powers. I can sack you, I can demote you, I can order the club for your sale. And he went ahead and orchestrated on it on Cristiano Ronaldo, and obviously that came to happen. So I think players getting excited, I think it's because Tony Boyle is telling them that he's willing to do what you want. But the other big problem at Chelsea is they're having 31 players. Now, how can a manager choose out of 31 players, you know, that are almost at the same level? Because I think the players that surpass one another in the Chelsea side are Thiago Silva, N'Golo Kante, João Felix, I think Enzo Fernandez. They're like 6 players that are really out of the ordinary, but the rest of the players at Chelsea, they're almost the same. So it's another hardship for the manager of Chelsea also to come out through and even pick his starting 11. But I think they have to let players go in the summer, and I think that might really act as one of the soothers for the manager known as Mauricio Pochettino. So leaving Pochettino at that, let's go to Bayern Munich. We've been told by Platigol that there will be many discussions regarding departures this summer. It's not ruled out that even Thomas Muller's future will be discussed. There have always been discussions when Muller doesn't start, regardless of his form, and there are fears that would create unrest next season. Now, Bayern needs to admit that they are into a phase of rebuilding. That's it. Thomas Muller should leave. You know, his age no longer fits at Bayern goals. If at all he feels like he shouldn't be playing off the bench, then he shouldn't be at Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich is a team that has to be playing in good players. Look at Ryan Gravenberch, they're not being played, you know, and they are complaining. So I think Muller, it's high time he left. If you're Bayern Munich, sell off the player. Sell him off or let him go in peace. Do what we call a testimonial match for him and let him find a team elsewhere to play, because players like him might really cause unrest in the dressing room. But I think it's Thomas Tuchel trying to make what we call a big clear out, to really bring in players that can obviously listen to him and see him as the next big coach to take them through where they want to be. And to me, it's going to be an easy job for him to really clean his house, because if at all he's going to go on and really win the league in the Bundesliga, he needs to go ahead and really do lots of things, because yesterday they lost to Mainz. They lost to Mainz, that is Bayern Munich, and that really put them in a situation of really not even being on top of the table again, as Dortmund is 1 point ahead of them. Dortmund is having 60 points and Bayern Munich is having 59. So that means lots of things need to be done, you know, with 7 games left to play. looks like players like Thomas Muller should be in the evening of their careers at Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich should be able to let them go, because sometimes you create the legacy, but what keeps you on the field of play is to keep on performing, you know? If you let the likes of Bastian Tiger go, Philip Lahm, you know, yet I think players like those were really so much important to the club of Bayern. Then let Thomas Muller go, you know. Then Lewandowski, he was at Bayern Munich, 33 years of age, performing at that level. But look at Thomas Muller. I think he's shrinking season in, season out. So I think it's good for him to leave the team of Bayern Munich to really go find himself green pastures elsewhere. Now, from the Championship a little bit, Vincent Kompany's side has already qualified to play in the Premier League next season. That is Burnley. Is really under sheer investigations by the FA, by telling us that Burnley are under investigation by the EFL, English Football League, for potential match fixing in their recent 0-0 draw with Reading, because they fielded a significantly weaker side. Vincent Kompany's side would face a points reduction and fine if found guilty. No way they are going to be found guilty, because a manager will tell you why he did that was simple. That I've been playing the same number of players this season now, with us already qualified to the Premier League and already won the Championship. Why is it really a point for us to come in through and obviously be penalized if at all we go on and really give chances to players that have not been getting enough playing time? That's what we call rotation, and they deserve the playing time, and there is no reason as to why we had to keep them out. So that is what I think Kompany will tell these how is it pronounced? These investigators on the case about Reading. And I think it's really uncouth to come out and really tell a manager for really playing a weaker side, because that is his team. He played in the middle of the week, in the middle of the season. You people wouldn't have complained. But right now, because he's already qualified, it's a given for him to go all out and really put in performances that he really wants to get in through, and the lineups he wants him to put in through. So I don't see that as a point, and I don't see him penalized. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Smash the like button, comment and share. Tell me your thoughts about Pochettino to Chelsea talks on, as is the favorite to go on and really get the Chelsea job. Chelsea fans are really positive with this appointment. Yes, all no. And Rokani David remains my name. What do you think about Vincent Kompany and Burnley facing suspension and point reduction if at all proven guilty of match fixing? And lastly, Thomas Muller, would you like him to be still at Bayern Munich or not? I'll cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly, guys. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Not so? Bye-bye. See you later in 2 hours from now.